Now we want to turn our attention this morning to the most watched Senate race in America. We've got Todd Young and also Evan Bayh vying in this one. It's a great race. Young jumped up 1% from 40 to 41 in our WTHR Howie Politics poll. Democrat Evan Bayh dropped 2 points to 42%. So it makes you wonder, Robin Winston, is Evan Bayh in trouble here?
Evan Bayh is going to have a brawl in his hand. I mean, I said that all along. This is a different year, a different electorate than it was in 1998. Different than it was in 2004 when he ran for the United States Senate. Our state has changed on a lot of ideological positions. He has got to get more engaged on the ground, which he's doing. He's clearly on television. I mean, they're both on television a lot. He's talking about his bipartisanship, running an ad where Mike Pence gives him kudos for doing a program that helps kids get through college. But this thing's going to be a one to watch not only now, but on election night. We're going to be up late watching this.
Jen.
Evan Bayh has never been tested like this. He's never been challenged. I don't think he's prepared for this race, and frankly, I don't know how he can defend some of the things that are coming out about his time in the Senate, not just his votes, but also his activities. There was an Associated Press article that came out yesterday, an investigation after he announced that he was not running again. You know, he was still in the Senate for nearly a year. He had 50 meetings with corporate executives, potential future employers, overnight visits to fancy places with them, and some of his votes seemed to change because of some of those interactions. And then right after he left the Senate, he joined a couple of corporate boards and went to work for these folks. I think that this is the story that got overshadowed this weekend, but I think it's going to grow over the next couple of weeks, and it really is upsetting.
I have to skip on here. We turn our attention out of the race for governor, where John Gregg still has a lead in our WTHR Howie Politics poll. He increased a month ago from 40 to 41. Holcomb, however, made a 4-point jump from 35 to 39. But what we want to really show you is how this took place. A month ago, John Gregg was 31%, never heard of him. Republican Eric Holcomb was 44%. But let's show you what it was like now. Gregg gets a 2% bump to 29%, so some improvement. But look at Eric Holcomb. He went from 44% to 33%. So voters are apparently getting to know Eric Holcomb. Jennifer, let's start with you. What does that say for John Gregg?
It's bad news for John Gregg. I mean, I really am very optimistic about Republicans in Indiana this year. Todd Young for the U.S. Senate, Eric Holcomb for governor. And Eric Holcomb, these numbers are just going to continue to grow as people know him. He's running fantastic television ads, the right message, and focusing on jobs and education, and his track record in the last 12 years with Governor Daniels, Governor Pence, and I feel very good about this race.
He's doing a very good job at not letting anybody know that he's Mike Pence's lieutenant governor, who is Donald Trump's running mate, just as an aside. He's finally becoming the Republican, which you expect in a Republican-leaning state for your numbers to go up once people say, oh, that's the guy that's running, he's a Republican, I'm a Republican. But, Kevin, John Gregg is still ahead. And why is he ahead? Because he's talking about issues that matter at the kitchen table. He's talking about fair paying jobs. He's talking about supporting public education. He's talking about making sure that our taxes stay where they are. And he's talking about bringing inclusion into state government, not making divisive issues the point of the day. That's why you're seeing John Gregg continue to run ahead. And we can say all we want. The only poll that matters is on November 8th, and it's up to you at home to make that difference.
We're down to a couple of minutes here, but here's what I think is interesting. All three of these races we've talked about this morning are tight.
Yes.
What does this say about Indiana?
Well, I think races are competitive all over, but I mean, these are open seat races, so they tend to be more competitive than when you have an incumbent running unless there's some major issue. But if you look at the trend lines on both of these races, governor and Senate, Republican numbers are going up, Democrat numbers are going down or stalled out as John Gregg's numbers are. He has been running for 6 years and can't close the deal.
Yeah, we're getting close.
Okay, we're getting close. So here's my perspective. You haven't seen Hillary Clinton's new numbers after Donald Trump insults every woman walking on the planet. You haven't seen that.
That's right.
So that could end up being a Democrat ahead for president. Huge. A Democrat ahead for president. The Democrat is ahead for governor, and the Democrat is ahead for the U.S. Senate. So, yeah, you're in the marathon trying to catch up, but you're still behind. And that's what matters on Election Day.
All right. There is a presidential debate tonight in St. Louis, Missouri. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton will square off in what could be a decision-making evening. Because of Sunday Night Football, we're airing it on MeTV at 9 p.m., but I will be there reporting live from the campus of Washington University tonight. Now, the last time I was there was at Sarah Palin-Joe Biden debate of 2008. I look forward to the return. So join me there tonight at 11 for the very latest. That is going to do it for us on this Sunday. Thank you for watching Eyewitness News. And remember, you can get WTHR wherever you are. WTHR.com is 24 hours a day. Thanks for joining us. Meet the Press is next.